start the, how to say that, the thinking to see how do we solve a difficult professional situation in which you have to demonstrate critical thinking, you have to demonstrate analysis and problem solving, and mostly, or on top of that, you have to demonstrate creative problem solving, right? Now, one of the first elements when we are thinking that the last step will be the creative problem solving. So that means creative and solving the problem that you first had, right? So this is the ultimate goal. But let's start with the beginning, which is an analysis, right? Now, the point is, how do you do the analysis and how do you demonstrate, I would say, to your manager and obviously to the stakeholder, to your colleagues, how do you demonstrate that you are able to see the essential from the superficial, you are able to integrate information, you are able to get all the sources consulted, and then probably get to something that is relevant in order then further on to solve the problem. So let's start again with the very beginning. Now, the point I would say here, the most important is to have in mind that one particular situation can be seen from so many perspectives, right? So in order to get this, let's say, behavior, so that that attitude that respond to the anchor, the first anchor, right? So the attitude that respond to the first anchor is integrate that element. Every single reality has so many perspectives. There is not one, right? So your analysis will start naturally on a good path if you can list so many perspectives, right? So as simple as that. So look at the situation that you have, for example, at work. Let's imagine a conflict, right? Look at that situation from the perspective of your colleague, the perspective of your manager, the perspective of your counterpart, the perspective of your stakeholder, the perspective of, I don't know, the European citizen, the perspective, as we say, the fly on the wall, right? Now, once that you listed all these perspectives, that means whoever can have a view on it, right? Then making a list of that perceptions, you're able to get a lot of elements, which is a lot of information. Now, once you succeeded to list this information, then you could go on the next stage, which is analysis, right? Get out what it means to have the perspective. Like, for example, what does it mean to have the perspective of the fly on the wall, right? On your particular issue, like the conflict with a colleague. And only once you have done that, you could move on to, let's say, a thorough analysis, blah, blah, and then problem solving, and hopefully you have a creative idea and hopefully you solve the problem. But let's not run ahead of ourselves. Let's stay with the first anchor that is relevant in this analysis, creative problem solving. And the first one was get perspectives. As many perspectives as you can, because then your analysis is thorough. Here we are.